Alright, what's up everybody? It's Lids and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE NITE, which means of course some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. If you are interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, that is the best way to do so. You can join said group, if I were to spell it correctly, by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here, set ourselves to our default settings.
Another joins your ranks.
And Core, thanks for the sub. Appreciate the support, and let us know, chat, if there's anyone who would like to hop in here to get us started today. Let me get Steam Friends. Oh, I already have Steam Friends up. Glorious. Okay, let me jump into said Discord server in that case. Alright, I am truly ready to go. Let's see. So what do we have here? We have a song request right off the bat from Cacao. Okay, let's, in that case, turn off the in-game music, as this is a TariqBot request. Okay, TariqBot. TariqBot, I don't know, man. TariqBot has been... I'm a little concerned about TariqBot. He's been a little bit underperforming as of late, if you ask me. I think there's a, there's a chance the pressure is starting to get to him. He might be getting a little bit old, Maybe he's just past his prime. Let's see. So we have the song all set in that case. Outside of that, we had an exile request. Want to see your favorite, says Proxy. Now, by your favorites, do you mean my favorites? Or do you mean the favorites of whoever's jumping in here? Core is ready to get started. Let me send him an invite then. Whoever's hopping in, okay. So we have Core. We are looking for one more here to go up against Core. Is there anyone who would like to do that? Right now it's Core. This is what I mean. TariqBot has been cutting in and out a lot more as of late. Oh, Anor! Anor is available. Well, we may be in for another classic showdown here. TariqBot, man. As I said, he's been struggling. He has been struggling a lot as of late. I am concerned about his well-being. I don't know, guys. Is TariqBot okay? Okay, let's see. Presumably, we can say pretty safely that Core will be player 1 here, and Anor will be player 2. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this may even be the way that we finished our previous RITE NITE. Our previous Liberation RITE. Now, of course, generally speaking... He's old, don't blame him. Generally speaking, Core, you tend to go Pyre Hearts, and Nor, you tend to go normal Nightwings. He deserves retirement, but do we have someone to replace him in that case?
I can go chat.
Yeah, I think last time we went Pyre Hearts, True Nightwings for Nor. Core is offering to go Chastity. How does that sound, then? Nor can go True Nightwings or Chastity. What if we just mix everything up and have Core go Chastity and Nor goes True Nightwings? At that point, I mean, I suppose that's still different enough. It's pink and red. The economy is not allowing him to... Exactly. Somebody needs to step into this gap in the marketplace that will be emerging if TariqBot is to enter retirement, right? Somebody needs to rise to the occasion. Okay, let's... I mean, it should be that Honor has the right settings here, since I believe she was the last one on mouse keyboard last week, but we'll see. Just double check. Lid's lecture is the replacement. The requests were this song, but also your favorite characters for Exiles. But I believe that was it. So why don't we get started in that case? Yeah, clarifying question. Favorite from a gameplay standpoint? From a story standpoint? So those might be two different things. There's probably a lot of overlap, but there may be some characters that people like a lot because of their personality, but they aren't a big fan of them from a gameplay standpoint. Overall? Okay. Overall in-game. So some combination of, from a gameplay standpoint, from a personality standpoint, character standpoint, all that stuff. So Tor led off with Gilman, I believe. Now it's even more complicated. Huh? Alright, Honor with some hesitation, but does eventually settle on the stowaway. Alright, it's Smadra in the second spot for Core. I mean, Honor, for what it's worth, that was an easy choice in the first spot because although she's technically posing in this role, the Stowaway does have, right now, currently, the best style in the downside. Now, is it because she stole the style from Gareth? Yes. But still. So that was the easy part.
Well,
Style is style. Alright, it is Volfred with Nutrition Stick. That is perhaps to be expected for Honor. Bit of an unexpected Dark Horse selection there, though, for Core. It's Saxiana in the third spot. Character that we know little to nothing about. The most stylish of teams? I mean, why not? As we were saying, style is style. Why win with skill when you can win with style? True. So, I mean, let's be honest. When you have style, you can never really lose. One way or the other, you're coming out on top. But it is headwind. All right, and here we go. Our first ride of the night. This one between Core and Anor taking their favorite exiles from a combination of gameplay, character, story, all that stuff, all those aspects weighed in here. So Core went with Gilman, Snadra, and Zoxion. A bit of a surprise pick there. For Anor was the Stowaway, Volfred, and Headwind. Here is a Ninja Stowaway. Oh, and Ninja-ing to set up this 20 damage throw. She gets banished here. Stowaway returns. And the ninjing continues. Teleports over to bring Volfred back. Now, Volfred trying to move into a scoring position, but he is banished. Or now. It's Zoxiana. Oh, nearly flaps around the defenders, but Anor able to recover in time. Headwind just barely sidesteps the cast. He does go down. Stowaway, was perhaps thinking about getting back Headwind, but gets banished instead. Brought back quickly, though, from Volfred. Series of banishments. Core with Zoxiana finds a way through here and does have a little bit of leech from the talisman, so 20 damage and 10 Pyre life coming back to Core's Pyre as well. Oh, and for a second there, it looked like the Stowaway might have been able to make it all the way in. But Anor sidestepped a little bit and went for the pass instead, looked to set up with the Stowaway, rather than score with her directly. The Core was able to stop it, and now it's him on the attack, but that attack is stopped, and now suddenly Core's defenseless here. Anor with a quick throw, but Snadra comes back just in time for Core to intercept that throw. Snadra can't make it all the way through. She's stopped, as is Gilman. Now, once again, Core defenseless here if Anor is quick. And she is, with this Stowaway throw. Good for 20. That means we're tied at 80 here. Gilman, not this time. Ooh, Headwind just barely avoids banishment there. Once again, narrowly avoids banishment. Oh, and he was right next to the Pyre, and Anor was looking to get him in there, but banished just as he was receiving the pass. Stowaway. Oh no! Look out! Where Zoxiana goes, nobody knows, perhaps not even Core. That throw does land for Gilman, and it's good for the full 15. Yeah, I was gonna say, these two, usually they play Pyre Hearts and Nightwings respectively, which is sort of a cyan and light blue, which for some reason, or sometimes, they've chosen to switch their teams so that they are not so similar. Then they both decided to change this time, and alas, both of them changed to teams that are also somewhat similar in their coloration. Pink in the case of Core, and this red, slightly orangish for Anor and the True Nightwings. But Core with time here for a 20 damage throw, and that's a few scores here now for Core. So he's building a bit of momentum, dropping Anor down to just 30 Pyre life, and getting a little bit of leech in the process whenever he scores with Zoxiana as well. Oh, Stowaway. Looked like she had the throw, but that's cut off and intercepted, and now quick counterattack to set up that 15 damage throw from Gilman. Anor was off to a quick start, but now it's looking like it's all Core here. Stowaway was the reason for much of Anor's early success. Here she is, but she's intercepted once again. Core trying to go for the quick counter once again. The throw is unblockable. And it still lands for 9 this time. He cuts it a little bit short. Drops Nor down to just 6. Of course, next score means that Core would theoretically be able to reduce Anor's Pyre life to 0. Now, did she take any rekindling on Volfred? Does beg that question. Hillman? No, he's stopped by Hedwyn. Hedwyn is banished, though. Zaxiana makes it through, and there is the rekindling. It's 10. Hedwyn. Snadder is just chilling there. He dunks on her. So, of course, 1 score now. Still all that Core needs, as he has triggered the rekindling, and uncontested opportunity here. Throw is unblockable, and so that means Core will take the win.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, let's head on back.
Until the next round.
Exactly. Exactly. The style sometimes is all that matters. All right, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to hear or see for the next one. I will otherwise usher Treatbot off stage. And turn the in-game music back on in the process. What do we think? Anything we're looking for this next one? Song is Core's choice, courtesy of Anor. All right, Core, the song is up to you in that case. Anything else beyond that we'd like to see here? And Core, what would you like us to take for the song? Oh, we're on the boat as well. We are on the boats. Chastity theme. That'll mean some grand ceremony here. Once upon a time, for a while, we had a grand ceremony quota of at least 2 grand ceremonies per RITE Night. Feels like that's fallen by the wayside a bit as of late. Something that has perhaps been lost to the sands of time. Once upon a time, that was a thing. Alright, so why don't we get this one started then?
The chastity shall confront the true night wings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
No, not a limit. As in, we always wanted to reach at least 2 grand ceremonies per RITE Night. So oftentimes we'd get an early grand ceremony request to get things started. And then depending on if we got any random grand ceremonies later on, if so, then great, we'd meet the quota. If not, then we'd usually get one toward the end of the RITE Night, just to make sure we at least reach 2. But perhaps for whatever reason, those ceremonies just don't feel as grand anymore nowadays. Couldn't quite put a finger on as to why that might be the case, but, you know, times they are changing. Nor led off with Tizo. Now takes Hamatha, and we have an imp on Core's side as well. Also went with Manly, and of course, on the boat, we have that crazy boat magic physics, and tends to be something that benefits demons more than any other class, and so Core does take Ignarius with his last selection. Color changes in what? I get the full color vision part, but the last word? It's Bertrude in the last spot for Nor, so no demons in her case. Nor starts off with the orb. Core started off by ignoring the orb and setting up a dangerous portal instead. See if that pays off for him. Well, no, it won't, because the portal's reset when Nor scores here. So Nor gets it started. It seems as though Core is, yes, making a point of doing that once again here. So it seems as though it is not a coincidence that Core has done that now on 2 separate occasions. And now that he has the orb, he can consider using that portal. It's not right on top of a Nor's Pyre, so it's not an automatic score per se, but as you see right here, it is quite close. But he doesn't need it here. He goes in with a actually extra damage setup on that imp. Don't tend to see that very often, but it seems as though it's an offensive imp for Core. 25 rather than the usual 15. Nor going through her portal, but she's blocked and banished. Now Ignarius for Core. And we were talking about Core's portal setups previously, but suddenly now he does not have a portal at all this time. Well, that is because Tizo plunged, so no one to create that portal, and instead leans on Manly to throw it in. Yeah, I think the arenas do change the lighting, the hue a little bit, which does at times make it either easier or more difficult to see the auras and distinguish them from one another. So perhaps the boat, for whatever reason, is just an easier place to tell the difference between the Chastity pink and the True Nightwing's red-orange. And here is that portal we were talking about for Core. That one is looking much more dangerous. It is maybe not quite directly on top of Nor's Pyre. Apparently not, because he did not immediately score, but did follow up immediately after and sprint in with Ignarius. He has a portal here now as well. Of course, not nearly as close as the one that we just saw him score from. Well shielded from Core. Nor has it back. She has a portal at about midfield and does find a way through it. Now, Numbing Gust has taken toll here and prevented Nor from sprinting, jumping, throwing, using any other special abilities, which slowed down Bertrude from what would have otherwise perhaps been a scoring opportunity. Or another dangerous portal sneaks under the defender. And with that extra imp damage, it's enough to take the win.
What a crushing victory it was. The rite is complete.
GG.
Until the stars align.
All right, well, let's reset ourselves here, but otherwise let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Well said. Well said, Anor. Oh, I see, yep. Well, let us know, chat, if you have anything in mind for this next one. Sealed Vessel. I don't recognize that one by name. Chat, bail me out. From Hull? Oh, that's why. Alright, so unfortunately, we can only do Supergiant songs. Speaking of copyright, it's like, maybe I just don't remember that one by name. But yeah, otherwise they, you know, they could get mad at us and whatnot. Right, it sounds very close to some things that could be in the Pyre or Bastion world, so I was like, am I not placing it right now? Okay, gotcha. That we can definitely do. It is going to mean TariqBot again, though, and again, I have concerns about TariqBot. I don't know, guys. He's not doing so well. He's not doing so well, and it concerns me.
Why do you keep bringing up TariqBot not being well? Are we need a replacement or something?
I don't know. For some reason,
Okay.
starting, when was this? Maybe as much as a month ago, was much more noticeable, where he would just stop. Like this. I mean, I think you guys... I think we established that you guys who are also in Discord with me, for whatever reason, you've been fine hearing him properly. But for some reason on my end, TariqBot has been just cutting in and out much more often than he used to. He'd do it every once in a while, very briefly in the past. But now it is every song, numerous times for longer periods of time. Which is just strange how it was a very sudden change in that way. But I don't know what the deal is. On stream it's fine, but in Discord wait, what? Oh, did we have a specific lament we were looking for? Oh, Underworld Remix? Wait, hold on. Yes, please? Okay. Hold on. Hold on. That might require that we Bandcamp this one. That might require that we Bandcamp this one. Bandcamp. Let's see. 80s. Lament of Orpheus Underworld. There we go. Oh, hold on. Wait, is it gonna replace the... Nope. There we go. This one. This version. Okay, yeah, just remind me for the next one then, Nor. Alright, so... Anything else or just song? Don't think we've seen anything else here. I think it's just been song. Alright, in that case, sure, we'll get started.
The chastity versus the true night wings. Welcome.
No request, right? Whatever.
Yeah, no requests for your team here. You're free to take whatever you'd like. So Core leads with Snadra. As we have recently learned, Core considers Snadra amongst his 3 favorite characters, so I suppose given how he can take whatever he'd like here, that does make sense. It's a speedy Pamitha on Anora's side. Titan Tooth Jody in the second spot for Core. So she'll stun anyone that she jumps into. Quick throwing Bertrude for Nor. Then exploding Gilman in the last spot for Core. And Webblade Thorn Tizo for Nor. Nor takes out Snadra and then loses Pamitha. Tizo takes out Snadra, then Tizo goes down, but perhaps a little bit of an opening here for Bertrude. Her throw is unblockable. And that'll get things started here. 30 damage from that initial throw. Pamitha, tried to push her way through, but she's stopped. Oh, and then a little pause here. Coming from Gilman. That stunning claim. Nor, sneaks under the jumping defender there with Pamitha. Plunging for 20. She will be gone for this round, though. Snadra now for Core is stopped, but there's the stunning claim. But missed the mark a little bit there as everyone froze, and what Core is usually trying to do with that strat is make it so he has the only character able to move.
Your internet is being wonky. We're both getting lag spikes.
I can try. Big lag spike. Let's, I mean, I could try uninviting and re-inviting you. It seemed like, yeah, Nora says she got one as well. I don't know, maybe it was a weird little blip for whatever reason. Is it just that one spike, or was it more of a consistent thing?
I'm fine now.
Okay. Why don't we proceed then, and we'll see, if it turns into an issue, we can see if there's anything else we need to do to address it. Yeah, Nora says right now, okay. All right. In that case, I will give you guys a countdown. I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and I'll go, we'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, Core has it back by his Pyre with Snadra, but she's stopped. Bertrude for Nor. Fakes one way, goes the other. Back and forth, but Core is unfazed. Snadra, banished. Gilman, banished but explodes. That brings back Snadra. Who's taken out here. Bertrude. Thinks about it. Goes to the portal to get infinite stamina, though. Did it happen again?
Okay, it's happening a bunch.
Okay, let's see. Shall we try uninviting, re-inviting? It sounds like I'm not even sure that's going to necessarily... Not just Steam Remote Play. On the stream, am I cutting out at all, guys? People who are just on Twitch. Is my voice cutting out at all, or is it still holding up there? Stream lagged a bit as well, but that could be on your end. Alright, hold on. Let me see if I'm getting any notifications saying that the stream is having any frame drops or anything like that. It's not saying that there are any frame drops. So that's, I guess, a good sign, although it does raise some questions as to what the source of the problem is. So that is odd. It's strange. Yeah, in that case, I'm not entirely sure what the best course of action would be to try to remedy that situation. I can try uninviting you and re-inviting you, but it doesn't seem like that's necessarily going to change much. While it's running, it doesn't stutter, but you had 5 seconds buffering. Huh. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there isn't really an odd face reason why that
this is the new Tariq bot.
Maybe I'm on the verge of retirement. I'm getting old, you see. All right, I say I'll uninvite you, re-invite you. I know that's probably not going to make that much of a difference, but short of that, I don't really know of any simple, straightforward fixes that we can do on the fly here. Right, like, I mean, short of trying to reset my router, but that's obviously would have to restart the stream in that case. I'd rather not do if we don't have to. Peak load hour, what time is it? 4:30? Maybe? Can't say I know what time peak internet load is on a Sunday, but I don't know. Alright, but we should have you both back here. Let me just make sure Nora has control. She does. Okay. So I think we try to power through here a bit. And I think we just pray to the internet gods. We hope that that was, / is, just an odd little... whatever. Little barrier, little hiccup in the internets that will improve shortly. But short of that, there isn't too much we can do short of, you know, me unplugging and replugging the router. And that would, of course, require restarting the stream. So let's try to stick with it here. So I'll give you guys a countdown. I'll give you a 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, we'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. Nora through her portal for infinite stamina, but still banished. And Nora sneaks under one defender, and still had an attacker there, her imp, in a dangerous position, but instead goes through with her crone for 28 damage here. Which is, of course, more than she would have had with that imp. So that trade does pay off for her. I believe that was a double banishment there for Pamitha, setting up that 20 damage plunge. Snadra over the defender and in. 20 on the plunge and 10 leech back to Core's Pyre as well. Core does just enough to barely avoid banishment there and set up a 15 damage throw from his worm. Shoulder smash from Snadra takes out Pamitha. But now it is just Snadra here for Core. She's stopped, but that does bring back Gilman with a valiant return. Nor keeps the pressure on, though. But Snadra comes back just in time to pick up that orb. Snadra down, Jody down. Another valiant return, though, for Gilman. Now he's stopped, and that means Core would have been defenseless, but Snadra once again makes a well-timed return. And makes it all the way in here. Wow, 20 damage on the plunge and 10 on the leech for net 30 on that score. What seemed like Core was on the back foot for a while there, and somehow he finds a way to turn that into a score. Pamitha under the defender, but still stunned and eventually banished. Core waiting for Nora to commit, but loses Gilman. Now just Jody back defensively. It's Jody's cast. Just barely misses Tizo. Bertrude down. Jody down. Oh, and Pamitha finds an opening here, plunging for 20. And as we were just saying, Core had gotten a lot of leech from Snadra, and so Core still at 37 Pyre life here. Bertrude. Oh, was going to fake one way and go the other, except Core was doing the same thing, and so found himself in the right position to stop Bertrude and then counter with Snadra here to throw it in for 20 and, again, get 10 more leech. And the damage and leech from Snadra is definitely starting to add up here. She is banished now, though. Jody taken out. Means Gilman versus Pamitha. Tries to go the stunning claim route, except Anor also had someone coming back just then. So Anor was still able to move and sets up this 30 damage throw, which means that now Anor is capable of finishing this one with one score. Technically Core is as well, but it would need to be Jody. Anyone else would fall just shy of having enough damage. Though, of course, as we were saying, Core does have leech with Snadra, so that could change the calculations a little bit. Pamitha sidesteps, but it's just her now. She retreats, goes through the portal, gets the infinite stamina, but she's blocked. Now banished, Anor defenseless momentarily. Bertrude returns, get rid of Snadra, and also Jody. So only Gilman now for Core. He's stopped, but brings back Snadra. Snadra takes out Pamitha. Bertrude versus Snadra. The orb remains unclaimed here. So Nor picks it back up, but gets cornered. Gilman, oh, sneaks past and takes out the last of Anor's defenders. As we were saying, Snadra does not have enough damage, but she will deal 20, almost enough, and still leech 10 back for Core, which means that it is now only Bertrude who has enough damage for Nor. Anyone else would fall short on her end. Core. With Gilman. Anything will do for Core. Snadra's taken out. Gilman's taken out. That's just Jody remaining. Anor had Pamitha hanging out right next to Core's Pyre for the quick counter score, but abandoned that position to try to move into a more defensive spot. Oh, the Titan Tooth from Core, though, stunning Anor, setting up the winning plunge. GG. Many lags indeed. Sag. Your FPS drops on the stream. That's not a good sign. Yeah. Let's see. I haven't been eyeing my little stream preview, which sort of shows me a representation of what is getting streamed onto Twitch. And sometimes we've found that that will just get all glitchy and drop a bunch of frames. But that's usually independent of internet stuffs. And that usually will eventually show up and give me notifications saying, you have dropped X number of frames, X percentage of frames over the past 2 minutes. I haven't gotten any notifications like that, but that being said, it has a tendency of doing that, like, or the other. My router is beyond its prime. It might be. That might be the issue. Yeah. Oof. Okay. It's, so I guess, Core and Anor, how bad is it? And chat, how many, like, are we talking major frame droppage? Or are we talking, you know, the occasional one lost here or there? Just had a frame drop a second ago. Oh. Yeah, so I'm wondering if we may need to look to take some more drastic measures here. Significant ones periodically, that does not sound good. If the lag is there in-game, it's pretty bad. Yikes. Okay, so it sounds like, in that case, powering through is perhaps not all that much of an option. See it on stream even when no one was moving? Okay. Okay. That to me implies that we ought to do something a little more aggressive here to try to remedy the situation. But that does probably mean I'm going to have to restart the stream. So, let's see, what, the next... I mean, just restarting the stream itself is probably the next thing that I could do. A little more extreme beyond that would be trying to reset the router. But that takes a little bit longer for it to boot back up. So that would not just be a quick hit the restart button. So I might just try restarting the stream and restarting the stream alone and leaving the router be for the time being. And see if that's sufficient. That way we can hop straight back into things. I mean, I'm hardwired to the internet. I have an Ethernet cable connected. So that's... One moment while he checks to see if the Ethernet cable is plugged in. It better be. All right, I've checked the Ethernet cable, at least on this end, by my computer, is certainly plugged in. As for whether it is connected to the router properly, well, that's not in this same room, but... yeah. Perfect challenge for these two. Well, right now, the challenge is internet. More than anything, apparently.
So are you resetting?
I think... What also has to go in, Peric? It has been a while. How are you? I think we should just go for a stream restart here. I'm going to leave the router alone because that would take a little more time to reboot that. Been lurking a little bit. Okay. Well, good to see you again. Yeah, I think we'll go for the restart. That way, basically, it should be more or less instantaneous. I think it's, it's less extreme, less aggressive, so it's perhaps a little less likely to succeed, but it is a quicker turnaround time. So why don't we give that a shot here? Okay, so I'm going to restart the stream. Everybody panic.